Hey, welcome to the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast with me, Iona Meade, at the Soul Legacy TV. Spiritual business success with Iona. I don't know. We're all good. We're all good. So today is actually Thursday, Environmental Freedom Thursday. Your girl, has done 4 podcasts today, YouTube podcast, today in one day, just to catch up for the holidays. So now I can say that it is the 4th of January, 2024, and I am live for Environmental Freedom Thursday. And Environmental Freedom Thursday on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, as we talk about spiritual business success, we're going to be talking about traveling and teaching online, traveling while we teach and doing the most. So if you are a spiritual entrepreneur, a light worker, a service-based business owner, hey, welcome. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who you are. I would appreciate that. As a service-based business owner, as a light worker, do you have a vision to make a massive difference in the world to tens, to hundreds, to thousands, even to millions of people all over the world? I do. And I found the way to be able to do that without doing busy work, without being broke, and without experiencing burnout. Can I get an amen? Yes. Right? So traveling while we teach and teaching online is like, yes. So yeah, we all want to start a podcast or a YouTube channel or do Facebook Lives or be on social media, or not really be on social media because it can be quite draining. But we all want to connect. We're all on the socials in some capacity. You're watching this, so you're on the socials, right? You might want to get off the socials. I kind of did for a while. I have done for a few times. I've been offline for 3.5 years before. Completely different environment. I came offline for a year, fostering before, not that long ago, actually. But I'm back. And I wanted to create a space on social media for me that felt amazing, that feels really, really, really good. And I can say 5th podcast in for the day, YouTube podcast. I feel amazing. And thank you for everyone who has commented. Thank you that you're watching this on the replay. I really appreciate you, because without you, I wouldn't be able to teach online. And so my YouTube channel becomes an extended classroom for the Soul Legacy Academy, which I'm the founder of. So the Soul Legacy TV is an extension of my online teaching portal. And my online teaching portal and my YouTube channel and my YouTube videos are an extension of my book. And so the book comes with a companion journal, and this is what I have with my lives. And so I have a framework for teaching online that uses marketing for service-based and spiritual business owners and light workers that is based on having a conversation. I'm going to pull a card for today for Environmental Freedom Thursday. So traveling while you teach and teaching online, have you found a way to teach online, to create a course, to be a digital nomad if you want to be a digital nomad and travel the world? Have you found a way to create a course, sell a course, be in alignment with the course, and have people want to actually purchase your courses? My book actually comes with a self-study course, so that just starts people on the journey of taking their readership journey with me into my online course. And I absolutely love it. I created it a while ago now. I will eventually re-record it, but it's there. It's 5 days with me. And so again, teaching online becomes that, this is a flipper, but it becomes that way that I'm able to multiply me, all right? And so give that message in that moment, and you get what you need. And so as I've been doing these 5 episodes today, and I want to say thank you to my soul tribe, and thanks, Yas. Yasmin was saying, she was just on the last episode for Emotional Freedom Wednesday, and she said hi on the Financial Freedom Sunday, which I did all today. And she said, I was just watching you and commenting when I was on Emotional Freedom Wednesday. She was commenting on the Financial Freedom Sunday. And she said, now I'm here it was on the Health Freedom Tuesday. And then, although it wasn't Tuesday, it was all in one day. And then the Emotional Freedom, she came along. So thank you so much. She's like, well, I've just been commenting, you're everywhere. And here I am. I've just got off a phone call, and here you are again. And I love that. That teaching online for me is me putting myself in the position where I'm teaching online to real people. A lot of my every single one of my students actually that comes to me wants some help with the tweaking and aligning their movement, their message, and the money, and know who they're speaking to, what problem they're solving, and who they're solving it for. And once you know that, then you can actually just have a conversation as I'm having a conversation and relating my life to your life and my journey to your journey, and you do the same, right? And so thank you again, and thank you to Lucy. Lucy was on saying thank you for sharing all your wisdom. I'm like, I'm just sharing my experience. Like, it's not scripted. There's a framework. It's not scripted because I'm like content in the moment. So teaching online and creating courses, you can create a course out of anything. There's YouTube videos in every single genre. There's books in every single genre. So there's courses in every single genre. So a lot of light workers and spiritual business owners and spiritual entrepreneurs get caught up in like, nobody would want my stuff. But when we take it out of the intangible, because we're so gifted, and we put things into the physical form, like, oh, it's a YouTube channel, it's a video, it's a course, it's a book, it becomes more tangible, and it's like that fair energy exchange of money to have that financial freedom. So on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, we talk about spiritual business success. And for me, that success feels like not just trading time for money. I love getting on a call, don't get me wrong, one-on-one on a Zoom call now. Used to be Skype, right? The environment's changed. It used to be Skype calls, and it was Google Hangouts. And now it's kind of the rage to be on Zoom. And I love getting on Zoom. And the way that I teach online and the way that I build my courses is to have Zoom calls, group calls usually, that supplement the courses, so to speak. And so when I have my students schedule on my online calendar, the calendar is connected to Zoom. So an automatic appointment is scheduled via Zoom when they go onto my Acuity online calendar. So I never have to worry about like links, passing links here, passing links there. If you come to our monthly networking call, the YouTube podcasting partnerships, then you will see. So I'm just getting a text message. If you see that if you come to the monthly call, you'll see that actually on my online calendar, it's scheduled out for the next 7 years. So whenever you're scheduling, and I teach how to, sorry, my fingers, I teach how to create your online business in your courses. So funny. I teach how to create your online courses in a way that feels in alignment with your soul. And I'm laughing because I'm recording on my phone, and whatever happens within me in the moment, I just create content around it, right? And so teaching online, you might teach through your laptop, to your phone, to your desktop, to your tablet, right? Whatever you use. And so as I travel, I will be using my phone even more. So I'm like, okay, I'd record my YouTube podcast on my phone, on my iPhone. It's just easy. But I can't put it on airplane mode because then I wouldn't get the internet. But then I have people messaging me. There must be a way, I think, you could just not to get notifications. I used to turn them off, and sometimes I'm like, nah, I like them. So the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, teaching online isn't just in isolation with, I want to create a course. It is, for me anyway, about my contribution in the world, right? And it is about having the freedom that creating a course online or teaching online, bringing your gifts online creates. So I wanted to create that light work and that lifestyle balance. Hey, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who you are. And welcome to the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. So it is Environmental Freedom Thursday, and we are talking about teaching online, right? If you want to teach online, if you've ever taught online, I've learned a lot from online courses, and I wanted to create my own system. And I've invested a lot as well through coaching and other coaches. And I was like, okay, what model and framework do I want to have? And this is it for me. And so for the Seven Freedoms, teaching online isn't just, oh, I want to create a course. It's actually teaching your knowledge. It's actually, when I got on a call yesterday with my co-author, my student, my soul client, soul sister, she was saying, like, you know, when you're discovering like what it is like you want to bring, because everybody that I work with is so super talented. And I mean, very intelligent, very, very intelligent, and an academic, and street smart, and have a little bit of street in them. And she was saying, you know, the movement, having a movement, because every spiritual entrepreneur, I believe, has a movement inside of them. And I support you in aligning your movement, your message, your money by teaching online and, you know, seeing the world. So she actually said, you know, I'm into, you know, we have a vision for traveling, and her family. And she says, it was like that stuck point of like, what do I bring first? And how do I bring it? And how do I articulate it? And by the end of our conversation, which ended up being a 3-hour conversation, which was beautiful, it wasn't all work. We're soul sisters, and we just caught up. So she said, well, by the time the end of the conversation was, well, I can teach that, which is her gift. And she's like, and I've got an acronym for that. Well, I can do that all day long. Do you know what I mean? You know, when you're stuck because you're trying to think of teaching something online, but it's not in alignment with where you are, it's in alignment with what you think you should be doing. And then you go, I say, like, drop into where you've been, your spiritual awakening, your spiritual alchemy, the tools. You don't have to be all the way there, but how you're alchemizing that and able to birth it out in the world, and give it to beginners. If you're not confident, give it to beginners. Hence the book, Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch. I'm not starting from scratch anymore, so I can teach those who are starting from scratch, right? You have to be a million gazillion subscribers to teach somebody from scratch? No. I'm under 400 subscribers. I'm good with that. Like, I don't care. It's fine. And I'm getting new subscribers every day. So welcome to my environment. Welcome to my world. So teaching online for me comprises of a few components. One, your online teaching portal. Two, your YouTube channel, which actually acts as my Facebook lives, again, that environment. My Twitter live, could be my LinkedIn live, but LinkedIn gets wonky. StreamYard have now added Insta to their video streaming. So you're streaming out. I strip this out into an audio. I put this embedded into the Soul Legacy Academy, into my environment, my online teaching portal. This is in my groups. It's on my pages. It's just everywhere. Because those are the environments that I know you guys are hanging out in, right? So the more I do this, the more the YouTube channel grows, and the more, it's just amazing. And sometimes we don't want to get on camera because we're like, oh. But when nobody's really even listening, you might as well get the practice. Why you don't have the followers? It's like, well, I don't have a big following. Why you don't have a big lot of followers? Do it anyway. Let me just move this a little bit closer, because I'm just sitting back, just resting. I've been on a few lives today. So, you know, traveling while you teach and teaching online. By teaching online, it means that, one, you're not just trading time for money so you can increase your income. And two, it's fun to teach online. I'm in the UK. I've taught online for years, ever since I first started out. I remember coming across a company in my hometown at the time and thinking, why are they saying international? They're not international. They're in this hometown. I had no clue. I wanted to teach. When I first started out, the model is what we're taught for life coaching is one-on-one in person. And I was going to do it in my summer room, right? My conservatory. That was my vision. I had no clue about the online space. I'm like, damn, now look, you know, I'm everywhere, as Yaz says. So Environmental Freedom Thursday and teaching online, I love it. So you might think, oh gosh, what would I speak about? So for me, I was sharing on the phone call, and I share with all of my students, like, it is just about being in alignment with what it is that you're teaching and sharing that as your social media post, right? I don't do like loads of posts. This is it, right? And I just share other people's content or as an image of what I'm doing, right? And so I've just got off the Emotional Freedom Wednesdays podcast. And I saw that somebody had gone live on Facebook, and I thought, why has that come onto my notifications? So when I got off there, I clicked on it. Back up a bit. Before I clicked on it, I'm going to have to unplug my headphones and plug my wiring, because my
The sound just changed. The sound changed. Hopefully that's all good. So back it up a bit. So I was talking about, relationships, and I'm dating, etc. So I, snuck a little message in. I'm like, that's my 4th podcast episode. Like, I'm about to go for the next one, and we're going to have a phone call later. And he said, I've just got back from the gym. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to work out later. So nice to speak to somebody who, is in the environments. Like, we'll work out together if it works out, do all the things, be in environments together. He can work from home. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like dream. You were made for me. Anyway, so he said, well, it's raining, it's pouring down. And I've noticed over the last few days that he's mentioned the rain. Yeah, raining and the weather. So I was like, are you not driving? He's like, no, my car's in the garage. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So it's pouring down. And I'm like, well, I hope I don't get wet, is what I said out loud. I hope I don't, on the text message. I hope I typed, but in my head I was saying it. I hope I don't get wet. I haven't checked to see if it's raining. I'm right by the window, but I haven't checked to see if it's raining. I'm warm and dry, so I'm not concerned about the weather. One of the things that I noticed that guys do is talk about the weather a lot, right? And so when I was speaking to the other guy that I went on a date with on New Year's Eve, every day he was running commentary about the weather. And I'm like, dude, I just don't concern myself with the weather. It's like, we were going to go to the beach. Well, it says it's going to rain for 2 days, and it didn't rain for both of those 2 days. And we went anyway. So what is that? So he said, you don't look at the weather? I'm like, no. And he goes, everybody looks at the weather. I'm like, I don't. So anyway, so he says, I said, I hope, like, I got wet. So I said, I hope I don't get wet. I haven't checked. And the live that came up while I was live, I was like, what is that? Like, so I just clicked on it, didn't watch it. And I was like, oh, maybe that's what my lives look like. People click on it on Facebook, and then there I am. Then I went into Messenger, and my sister-in-law, who I'm staying with, had messaged me. I wasn't even going to check Messenger, right? But I'm there. And she messaged me and said, hey, it's raining really badly outside. I'm going to come back and pick you up at 9. I'm like, oh, I intended to leave at 9. Excuse me. And she's like, I'll come back. I'm like, manifesting at its best. So I said to him, that for me is content right there. And he goes, oh, like that. And I'm like, what makes you say, oh? And he goes, you, like, when you message me, it just makes me smile. And I'm just like, being able to teach online and just sharing what it is that you're doing. This is my 5th podcast of the day, and I've still got stuff to talk about, because whatever is happening for me and going on, the reason why I'm teaching it is because I'm manifesting as I go. Like, when we did the Spiritual Business Vision Board Challenge, it wasn't the Vision Board Challenge in isolation. It was the Vision Board Challenge in terms of the 7 Freedoms Frequency. I'm emitting my vibration of my contribution, my health, my emotions, my environment, my relationships, my spirituality, and my financial all day long. How I launch my day, lead my day, and leave my day is what I say. So if you're teaching online and you're creating courses, how is it that you want to launch your day? How is it that you lead your day? And how is it that you leave your day? And how can you put that into a course so somebody else can launch, lead, and leave their day and do it with ease, grace, and flow? One of the things that I teach, or the way that I teach, is to do teachings, tasks, and then talks. So you do your teachings for your students, and then you give them tasks. You don't just teach, you help them implement, right? And then you invite them to a talk, and that's an upgraded talk, as I say. So again, there's a way to have people go through self-study. And again, the co-author that I was on the call with yesterday said, oh, that's what I loved about what you were doing. Like, you offered bonuses, and you offered blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, I could go through it self-study, I could go through it self-paced. And she said, she came on when we were doing the vision board, and she said, she'd started it. So I thought she'd done it. She went, dude, I skipped the vision board. I was like, no. Go back. Every single student, go back and do the vision board. I was like, yeah, you can't skip it. And so we were doing the 5-day, and I was sharing what the 5-day was about. And that has been there for the longest time, but not everybody gets through it. And so I'm here every day. My teaching online is to remind you of the journey that you embarked on with me. Most people do not get through a self-study course. When you're teaching online and you're creating courses, know that most people don't get through them. I don't want to charge somebody and then go, you're not getting success. It's not on me. It's up to them to make room for that in their life. I love encouraging my students to body up so that I don't have to handhold, but still I want them to get success. I want you to get success. So I'm like, I've scheduled out my business. There's time for Q&A. There's time for the mastermind. Come on. Not everybody will. And I'm like, okay, well, I just get the time off then. Like, if you're not going to schedule in, I get the time. Right now, I could be on my Q&A for my 5-day challenge, which is in my book. Nobody's scheduled in. I've got students in there. That's fine by me. Like, I had to make peace with it because I would get so caught up in the, like, schedule on. And the more it grows and the more that you teach online, the more that you have, like, you've got a space. But I've got a space for people to come in and sign up to that environment that I create through the book readers, my students, and then my upgraders. So I have boot campers, 5-day challenge members, there's 5-day challengers, masterminders, and I have upgraders. So if you upgrade, then I will be there for the Q&A. It's scheduled out. If you don't upgrade, I just get the night off or the week off or the whatever. And as I grow, like I say, it'll be more that I'm on. But the way that I schedule out my business and I teach online, it just feels amazing. And I'm able to say with the environment, again, with my relationships and how I want to contribute in the world and how I feel about my contribution and how I feel about my finances, I'm able to convey that I'm very crystal clear on where I'm needed, when I'm needed, and how I'm not needed and what I'm not going to do. Do you know what I mean? So that when I'm arranging my life and I'm saying to, I'm dating, like, I'm on at this time, I'm off at this time. Right now I'm like doing the project and stuff, but I know, like, when I go on the date on Saturday, I won't be worried about the online business. I know that when I go out on Monday, it's my daughter's 21st birthday, I won't be working. Right, I'll probably do the live either in the evening or in the morning because she's going out with friends. But I won't be. We'll be spending some quality time together, being able to teach online and have that freedom and to sell your courses and do all the things. It means that you can get to work more or work less, depending on what is it that you want to do. I love it. It spells freedom for me. The 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast is about freedom, your vision of freedom. I have this on my vision board. It's just beautiful. And I love sharing it. So what we do on the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast is rate our vibrational frequency, right? So when you're rating your vibrational frequency in terms of your environment, how do you feel? Rate between a 1 and 11. And even though you've got a vision, I've got a vision of a barn conversion, let me tell you. I've got a vision of a retreat, let me tell you. But I don't have to be on that retreat or in that barn to feel the way that I feel now. And that's the idea, is like, what would it feel like to own that barn conversion, to live in that barn conversion, to stoke the fire in that barn conversion, to just be in the gardens in that barn conversion, to open the front door in that barn conversion? What would it feel like to welcome you guys into the retreat and meet you and what have you? I don't have to actually have done it to feel it. So my vibration is at an 11. And I'm just thinking that when you're teaching online and you're thinking of traveling, again, retreats and what have you, having that freedom gives you the choices that you can make to who you want to be around, how you want to be around them. So as I'm dating, like I said, I went on a date on New Year's Eve and I was like, he's working, he doesn't like his job and he's working that 9 to 5 and I'm not in alignment with that. And I'm like, can I like, do you have a vision for anything else? Like, can I do that? I could, but it doesn't feel completely aligned. It's not a complete deal breaker, but I want to travel. So it's like, how would you travel with me? Right? Everyone, I'm saying, how do you travel with me? And so again, I'm going to go on a date. And so the person that I'm going to go on the date with said he traveled for his date. He traveled to America and back like every few months. I'm like, well, you could travel. Great. And then he said, like, I'm working from a laptop in my bed. I'm like, that's the best office. Like, I can work remotely. I'm like, yes. Even though you're not self-employed, but you still got and like love working from home. That for me is a happy medium. Like, if you are doing whatever you're doing, it's like, and he said, well, if we go away, technically we can spend the longest weekend because do you know what I mean? Like, when somebody else sees that vision, I don't know if this will be the one. Again, that when I talk about, and I'll talk about it on Emotional Free and on Relationship Freedom Friday, I want to share my life with my husband, and I want to teach online. And when you teach online and you do the things, it opens up other spaces in your life for relationships. It's not about like, let's do the 9 to 5 job and then that's it for me. So I'm freeing up the time. Then what else would you do with the time? I want to share it with someone. I want to share it with my family. My daughter took her birthday off because we value that. She took me to Amsterdam for my 50th. I really wish I could take her somewhere like Dubai for her birthday. It's January, so it's like not that great, but do you know what I mean? And I will. She deserves it. She deserves the absolute world. But having the freedom, we can choose when. And so being able to travel while you teach online or work remotely is just lit. It's just lit. So how do you feel about your journey? How do you feel about it? I'm at an 11. Have you done your vision board? And are you clear? I've got a spiritual business vision board challenge. Again, the links will be in the show notes and the cards, the description. Decide what you want your life to look and feel as a spiritual entrepreneur, as a light worker, as a service-based business owner. Even if you're just starting out, begin with the end in mind. And I will show you how to build that business online. If you like what I do and you enjoy what I do and you're like, what is she doing? I will teach you. There's a space. It's on my Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass at the end of the month. On the last Monday of the month, every single month, I will go live and share my masterclass. And I will share how to speak to, serve, and sign up your high-paying soul clients online. Right? I love it. I love it. I do. I just absolutely love it. All right. What else? Let me pull the card. So I pulled a card for today. It's Keepers of the Light. Mahavaha Babaji. Soul expansion. It says your consciousness is expanding. Absolutely. You understand the connections between all things. Yes. Let's see where this is. It is page 72 of Keepers of the Light, Cal Gray's Oracle card deck. I love the Keepers of the Light. Let me know when you're home and you're free to talk and call. See? Well, love. Love is in the air. I'm joking. Oh, I'm not, but I will let you know, love, but I've got to do insanity, so you can wait till 10 o'clock, as agreed. Whoops. Listen, I've lost the page now. Okay, I got it. All right. Mahavaha means great incarnation or avatar. Interesting. And Babaji means sacred father. Mahavatar Babaji is a deeply respected master yogi who was introduced to the world through the teachings of the Indian yogi Pramakase, that Yoga Gananda. Babaji, as he's called for short, is said to be over 2,000 years old and able to travel between Earth and other worlds. That way. Okay. See the ring light? He is said to have an invisible temple in the Himalayas that can appear to those who he wants to connect with. Many believe that he is like Christ himself, bringing deep love, acceptance, forgiveness, and insight and direction. Excuse me. extended message. You may feel that you've retreated from the world recently. I actually did. Every time this card comes up, it's true. Maybe you've not been as active socially or spiritually, but I did today because this is my 5th podcast. It was a holiday, so we're all good. But this time of inner rest has really paid off. It has, actually. You are becoming more and more consciously aware of how connected you are to God and all living beings. Absolutely, the universe, I say. This sense of union is called yoga. Yoga goes beyond the physical ability and into a sense of awareness that's created through spiritual practice, meditation, devotion to the divine. And I want to say, right, that let me finish this and I'll talk about yoga. No, let me say it. So my sister-in-law was talking about yoga and she's like, well, I don't want to go by myself. And she said it like 3 times. I was like, dude, do you want me to go with you? I'll go with you. Okay. So next Thursday, depending on my lives and who schedules in, I can't go every Thursday, but if I can, then I will. I'll go with her until she gets used to it. And we were talking, remembering, because I used to do yoga. I haven't done it with the Kundalini. I think I had a Kundalini awakening, right? And she said, so she was saying, I was doing it with her daughter, my other niece, and so my niece was doing the most. She was doing it all, and she was telling her mum, and her mum, my sister-in-law, she said, well, I can do the breathing bit. And we were like, that is not yoga, just doing the breathing bit. And we were laughing about it the other day. So yoga, yeah, I'm actually going to be doing the yoga. It's not my favorite thing, but I'm going to be doing it. All right. Okay. Mavaha Babaji, the yogic father, is here to inspire that fire of union within you so that you can understand how your thoughts and actions are creating the waves of energy that form your life. The waves of energy, the 7 freedoms frequency, form our life. Yes. All right. They absolutely do. Let's say gratitude, right? Because I want to make sure that I'm ready for when she comes. So gratitude. Happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. That's what we're going to do. We're going to bring all the 7 freedoms in: contribution, health, emotion, environment, relationships, spirituality, and finances. Express gratitude. I say I'm happy and grateful and appreciate. You can write it down in your journal if you want to. I call it self-speaking into existence. I raise my vibration, you raise your vibration. Ultimately, we're raising the vibration of the planet. All right, so I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate that I am able to contribute. I'm able to contribute to my daughter. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that I have my vitamins for my health. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the smile that I wake up with in the morning. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate, my ears are burning, somebody's talking about me, this space to work in. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the relationships that I have, the relationship that I have with my niece is just coming. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the connection for gratitude, learning about gratitude and expressing gratitude, expressing our soul's intentions. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the finances that keep flowing, actually, in and out, in and out, in and out. And just feeling at that place where teaching online, as we're talking about for environmental freedom, being able to teach online, people purchasing the book, and then me being able to support them beyond the book. So the couple that I was speaking to yesterday purchased the book, and I know Yaz was saying that she purchased the book, and I'm going to have a look because I'm asking you guys to do a picture and share the message after you've purchased it. So that's really nice for me to see. That is it for gratitude. I think we are done. I think we're good. We did the vibrational rating. We did the vision board. We did how you look. Did we do how you launch, lead, and leave your day in terms of your environment? I think we did. 1 to 3 actions that you can take, things that you want to let go of. So if you want to teach online and you're getting ready to do your teaching, so you have that freedom and that vision to travel, what are the 1 to 3 things that you can do throughout this next week from Thursday to Thursday? And again, if you want some support, come to the masterclass. If you purchase the book, inside the book, I will share with you some of the things that you can do to build your author and authority platform. And those are the steps that you could take throughout the week. I know that many of you are starting that. I know that it's the beginning of the year and it's like setting that intention, but I really want to support you in following through and getting all the way to the end of the 5 days. Because it's self-study, it doesn't mean that, you know, oh, well, we'll just do day 1 and day 2 and then not do the rest, because it's a whole teaching. Again, there's the teachings, the tasks, and the talks. So if you want to upgrade, it's $111 and you can upgrade, and then we can have the talks. Again, it happens on the first Monday to Friday at 7:30 p.m. UK time. This is an hour of Q&A. I love it. I love doing the Q&A. I love supporting you. If you come to the masterclass and you purchase it, I will gift an upgrade. Masterminders get that included. I think that is it. Yeah, I think that is it. So here's to showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. Share your gifts and shine your light, because you are born to serve. Big love. I shall see you for Relationship Freedom Friday, which is my favorite day. And again, share this out. Thank you for all of those who have shared it out. Thank you for all of those of you who are new subscribers. Love you all. Appreciate you. And I will see you for Relationship Freedom Friday. Big love.